Alrighty, everybody. Howdy. Good evening. It's 7 o'clock my time, North Carolina, right now. What is the day today? 12/19/2022. Thank you very much for watching all the videos earlier. Thank you, guys. Thank you, all the people coming in. New subscribers. Thank you for checking out my memes and all that. A lot of love, you guys. Appreciate it. Now, I had a commenter in one of the comment sections in the last video I did. Asked about North Carolina's the ID for casting your V. The V. You can see what's wrote down right here. You can see my little headline I got. And I'm not going to use certain words as to the fact that a lot of times it seems to play out as trigger words and can throttle videos. So please forgive me when I use something that's not quite the whole word. Just try to put it together the best you can. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask them in the comment sections. I always do my best to read the comments and respond as much as I can. A lot of work's going on in the background here with the business and the wife and the new house and all that. The way we're closed on this new house. If all goes right, looking really good, guys. So enough about me. North Carolina Supreme Court rules that the VIDs are the capital R word when it comes to NASCAR. A little bit of NASCAR racing going on there. Okay, with me, guys? Are you there? This is because minority groups don't know how to get IDs or something. I'm reading the article here, but that's pretty. I would label it that. Here we are in 2022, and apparently, if you are required to show an ID to do anything, like buy your cigarettes or your alcohol, or pass through certain areas, airplanes, whatever, it's just capital R to do that. Or is it not? Weird, isn't it? You can do all that, but you can't do this to choose the most dire decisions that you could ever make for the country, your state, which affects the country. When you're, trying to capital V in some people that are going to do right and create an environment where we can thrive, society can thrive, because it's their job to organize all the fun little things that need to be in place so that everybody can go to work, money gets put in the right places, people's investments get, everything is done properly. You need to get the right people in. And, there's a lot of people who would love to take advantage of the perks and all the fun things that go along with having the ability to be the inside man, which is what you are whenever you're working for the people. You're the inside person. I'm going to be careful what I say here. If you start using gender affirmity, we're going to be up Strike Creek. All right. But anyways, I'll read a little bit about the article, and we'll just see here. By the way, it was capital V'd in by Congress several years ago, but then put on the back burner by, you guessed it, Roy Cooper and some of his Judge Goonies. And it says here, North Carolina's far-left biased Supreme Court did it again. By the way, this isn't over. If I'm not mistaken, this will come back up again. This isn't the only thing. They can make it a few changes to this and run this back through under our conservative leadership, which will be coming in the new Congress. But the judges have no desire to uphold the U.S. Constitution. They vote on what they want to try to make it fit the law. And this is true. And you see this happen because it makes it super easy. Now, God grant us that we did pretty well in the midterms. I'm pretty sure we would have done a lot better, because if you can get around a lot of North Carolina folk, and you'll find out real quick that we like to work hard. We like our families. We love God. We love our families, and we love God. And you put all that together, and you don't have to be conservative to be that way. I had no idea all these years I was conservative. I just thought I was a hard-working dude, and I wanted to make money and not be a lazy rear end. I'm trying not to cuss too much in my YouTubes. And come to find out, that's actually what a conservative person is. I believe in God. I believe in the creation. I think there's a whole huge, deeper thing to life than just waking up and going to bed in a clump of cells. There is energy. There is connections. We are connected to that universe. I don't want to weird anybody out, but I really do believe that, when it comes to how we operate, we receive messages outside of our control, whether it be subliminal through the outer spaces, vibration. I don't know, because vibration, sound, light, a lot of things. You go back to the old days with old churches, and I know I'm getting off subject here, but really, 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 really old churches, and they use sound. And if you go to, and believe it or not, if you look into some of the yoga there's where they use certain tones and certain rhythms, certain frequencies to help heal. And it's very, very well proven to be a fact. Now, I've gotten off subject, but what I'm getting at is when it comes to what people are in North Carolina, we sort of feel like that, we're a conservative way seems a more sustainable way of life and be able to thrive at the same time. And how big is this article here? In 2018, North Carolina legislature passed a law that would create a new amendment to the state constitution requiring that the ID at all polling places. The law, Senate Bill 824, passed with significant support. Like, in other words, it wasn't like squeaked by one person. This was a pretty good majority here. Primary. Guys, I'm sorry. It's like I've been working really hard today. So primarily from Republicans who held supermajority of the legislature and successfully overrode the veto by the governor. But this week, in one of the most self-contradictory rulings I've seen in quite a while, the state Supreme Court struck down the law, claiming that it was unconstitutional. Reading through the ruling is an exercise in confusion and nonsensical assumptions by the judges. And, dude, so what they'll have to do is pull it back, and I want to see. Let's see. North Carolina Supreme Court struck down this thing. I'm trying to see where it talked about this. I read an article about a few days ago. This happened a day or so ago, and it talked about we can roll this back and run this through again and see what happens. But they do it. The left does it all the time with their stuff. So anyways, the arguments being made here are identical to the ones we've heard from Democrats across the nation. They don't make any sense. And now that they did this in the past, not that this ever stopped them from trying. At the highest level of court's argument, they are saying that the law is, of course, unconstitutional. But how do you declare something unconstitutional when it's not being put into the Constitution? Yeah, exactly. I don't know that the Constitution said that you couldn't have a photo ID back then. I don't know what they did. How did they do that? I just thought of that. Like, you didn't it was like what? 1895 or 1900 or whatever, okay, here we go cast your V and let me see that laminated card there. You didn't have that. I don't know what they did. I don't know. But anyhow, that being said, they didn't really put that in the Constitution. This is all amendments, not amendments, but this was all later on brought into as technology grew, and instead of doing all these hand-counted things, they wanted to use these things to do it for you, and then it led up to where we think we need to make things more secure. But the primary argument being made in this ruling is that the amendment was written to target African-American voters who are unlikely to vote Republican candidates. So that crystal clear, right? That's racist too. I said the capital R word. Darn. Because, who's to say that they're... That's putting people in boxes, man. I don't know. I said the trigger word now. I hope this video gets out. You'd be surprised what YouTube does. And I know that I got a Rumble channel and everything, but I do this because I'm trying to reach regular, I don't want to get stuck in the echo chamber. Now, Rumble's great, and there's a lot of people moving over there. So I'm not down on those guys at all, but I could really get a good reach with this right here. Even after it's throttled, it still do really well. And there's a reason why I feel like I need to be here. I'm standing at the edge of the mosh pit, just waiting to get pushed in. So I've got one other article that I want to talk about real quick, and this is Justice Thomas. Justice Thomas is probably one of the most... He's a hero. He's a hero. That's an American hero right there. I am down with this dude. He's done a lot of good for the country. He's also caught a lot of flack from, of course, all the stuff because he's a conservative judge, an actual conservative judge, and he doesn't look at things and on pay. He looks at what is real, what really works. And this dude, Justice Thomas, working in Arlington National Cemetery. That's where your veterans are all buried and stuff. Turns out he's been doing this for years. Let me show you a picture of this right here. I just wanted to bring this out real quick. But there's Justice Thomas right there on the right, and there's a person out there all volunteered, and they're working these cemeteries, and they're decorating them, getting ready for Christmas, putting wreaths on all the graves, remembering these wonderful people who gave their life for us. And everybody watching this video out there, military and all, thank you so much for your wonderful courage and your wonderful dedication and your mindset. And all the hard stuff that you got to deal with when you come out of there. I really appreciate you guys so much. I really, really do. Special place in my heart. And, everybody. So, Justice can be seen in this candid photo There's AOC. What's going on here? But anyways, there's Justice Thomas. I just wanted to bring that out. I don't have a whole lot to add to that, but he's been doing this for a long time, apparently. I didn't know that. I ran across this article and was quite struck back, like, wow. And you don't see any of the lefties. Where's Sotomayor at? Where's she at? Where's she at with her face mask? She ain't out there. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, where's she at? Of course, we know that, but it might be probably one of that. Put a reef on her. Anyways, got a special reef for that. So, yeah, there you go. I just wanted to talk a little bit about North Carolina, what's happened to that. I don't think that's the end of it. I think that, we're going to see some good at it. This court case fell in a lame duck session of Congress, and they took full advantage of it, which means it'll kind of take a little bit to get everything wrapped back up. But I hope that they put this back on the docket and they can change it around a little bit and run it back through and see what happens. But it was definitely brought in by a majority whenever they were, I already used one trigger word. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I really thank you all for the new subscribers. As always, 1William1Arch on Twitter. We'll fix it with an exclamation point. And we're out. God is in control.